All right, man. It's the Alpha Builder, guys. If you want to lose some water weight, this is the place to be, guys. It is hot out here. Trying to get it to where. All right, guys. So I've been fighting this weather. Man, the weather, we've been going back and forth. I did an earlier video where I had to pump the water out of this thing. So this was my second time pumping the water out of here. We had an inspection at 3 o'clock, so we just had our inspection. I make sure when I come to these footings inspection, I have me a grounding probe. No, I keep saying that wrong. Not a grounding probe, but a footing probe. So you want to stick that thing in the ground. That footing probe keeps going in the ground about 3 inches. They got to dig deeper. So I went around and checked it first before the inspectors show up, because I know that that's going to be one thing that they check, which they should. So we had to come out here and get all this gook out of here. So we had a lot of gook in here, man. It was, man, I even had roots and everything up in here, man. So the guys just left. We're gonna pour this thing in the morning. It's gonna take me about 27 yards of concrete. I think this is about a 3,000 square foot home, maybe 3,200 square feet, give or take. It's gonna be on a split for you. So you got that. This looks good. It goes real deep in here, guys. So just the front part is going to be the deepest. This is actually the deepest end right here. Guys, you got to make sure these houses sit exactly where the engineered septic plans say it needs to sit. So that was one thing that we did on this house right here. We actually had to go back and cut some more of that wall out. Cut some more of the back part out to make sure this house sits in the right place. People ask me, well, how do you know where the house is going to sit? Well, you got a plan. Stick to the plan, guys. Don't deviate from those plans unless the homeowner wants to make a change, and then you can do a change order. And that may require a little bit more engineering and stuff like that. But these are things that we take care of on the front end, is where the house is going to sit, things like that, footings, layout. So, when you start changing those things, man, you start getting into a little bit more of a cost. But this right here, guys, this is some really good stuff. This is, boy, this is textbook footings right here, man. I talked about that earlier, guys. I got my ground rod right here. I put them in 2 places just in case my electrician, give him options. But this is some good, hard. This is rock, man. We almost hit rock on this job, guys. Man, if we had to go a little bit deeper back here, we'd have been in trouble on his job. I don't even think I told him that. Yeah, guys, you can see it right here. This is nothing but rock. Trying to mess up my air cloud shoes, man. I can't keep a good pair of shoes, guys. Nothing but rock back here, guys. Because we didn't have to go that far, the excavator was able to bang that out. But if we had to go, guys, we had to go 2 feet further, man, we'd have been in trouble. Jeez, the building guards is on my side. So, guys, you want to make sure, you want to go through this footing, man. You want to walk through it. You want to make sure it's clean. We'll put this in when we pour tomorrow. We're gonna put this up under this right here, so that all the water in this. This is really not a basement, guys. So on a split foyer, let me just explain that. Split foyer, you don't really have a basement, because you really kind of sort of got a main level garage, but you use it. You kind of got a basement / you got it all here at split foyer, because you finish out the basement area because it's regular square footage in the house. It's the most efficient way you can build a house, to be honest with you guys. But this is the front stoop right here. Now we're actually this whole front part of this house, with the exception of this front stoop, will probably come up about 4 feet. But the whole front part of this house, guys, we're gonna have some walls that go up just 2 feet for the split foyer. So everything looks good, guys. We're ready to pour this bad boy. I'm gonna have enough, we got enough backfield here, man. I think I've already seen all the problems, guys. There's not too many problems that I can have as a builder right now. I mean, I think guys, once you have exhausted, and guys, I've been at this a little while, 20 plus years, guys, once again. And I feel like I've always had the bad luck. Every time something went wrong, it never ever benefited me. Guys, if you just stick with it, you be resilient, continue to build, despite all the negative things that happen. It gets to a certain point to where you have experienced so many failures, there's nothing else. There's no more surprises or nothing else that could probably go wrong that you hadn't dealt with before. And at that point, you become a great builder. That's not a shoe over here. At that point, you actually become a really good builder because you know how to handle problems. The reason these homeowners hire me is because of my experience with problems. Because if you don't have problems on these jobs, man, you can, then everybody can do it. Everybody can do this right here. It wouldn't be hard. You just do it because you ain't got no problems. They hire me to deal with the problems. What do you do when you deal with the problems? And guys, you got to have split-second flexibility to be able to think through that stuff. So, guys, when you have problems, it just makes you better. I think I succeed because I failed so much. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, guys, this is the way.